Welcome everyone back to the Crimson 15 podcast. I'm your host, Crimson Sen.
15 PCA.
ATIP454.
Be sure to check us out over on Twitter at C15 Podcast. Join the discussion over on Discord, link in the description below. And if you're enjoying the videos, be sure to sub, like, share, and hit that bell for notifications. So we watched the first episode of Ms. Marvel against my better judgment, and there's a couple I think are great scenes that are MCU quality scenes.
Perfect teen drama scenes.
Yeah, like I love it. I want to see more of this. This looks great. The girl playing Miss Marvel, I forget her name. Is it Emar? So it's a fun thing. I don't remember her name. She does great in those scenes. Like it's like when she's talking with her parents. It's great.
It's almost like when they actually ask her to act and not be silly, goofy, silly Billy.
Yeah.
Stuff.
Oh, be the silly version of yourself. I'm not saying that drama has to be everything, but when she's like talking about, oh, we're gonna play Smash Bros. And all that.
Or
it sounds so fake.
Or when he talks about plans, it's like over the top to the crazy.
Oh, I could be Doctor Strange, Captain Marvel, or an Asgardian Captain Marvel, like riding on a Pegasus like Valkyrie, and
or it could be zombie.
And be like, it's too much energy.
You know what it reminds me of? A little bit of Squirrel Girl.
Yeah,
the comic, like the bad one.
Yeah,
the Squirrel Girl's always been spastic.
The Heather Antos.
Yes,
like the ones the like the whole like. I don't say like saying spurging out. It's like saying making fun of people with like Asperger's, but she gets a little too wound up, and at the very least she has ADHD.
Yes.
At the very least, she's showing signs of like Asperger's. She does
just a little bit, a
little bit like being
focus.
so she can't focus and hyper focused on little things that are important to her but aren't important at all.
Mm-hmm.
And I've seen that a lot. I've had people at work that have special needs and have different capacities, and you have to work around them because they can't help it. So, but this is why add that to this character? I don't know. It's weird. The weird camera stuff, I don't think it's quirky or fun.
I found it not interesting. Like, if someone didn't tell me, like, certain shots...
Like, there's a lot of spinny camera stuff.
Right. I'd just be like, okay, that was a shot.
Like, there's a scene at the end where they're going back home, and she's like, oh, don't tell anybody what happened. The camera's, like, at an angle, and then it goes straight. Like, why did it start off?
Weird. An off angle.
It's not artsy. It's stupid.
And then, like, as she's talking, her ideas are popping out, and we can see the ideas. And you were talking about
Spider-Verse.
Yeah, it reminded me a lot of Spider-Verse.
But again, that
which works in Spider-Verse
because it's a cartoon animation. Yeah.
So besides all the weird stuff, there's some pretty good to excellent scenes, and there's a lot of stuff's like, okay, I don't know. The guy didn't get that her name's Kamala. He calls her Camilla because he's a white guy.
Or the line that's like, the brown girl.
Brown girls. Those in the trailer.
Yeah.
Because you don't know because apparently you know everything about everything that happened in all the movies. They literally watched the movies. So she knows about Wakanda. She knows about Asgard. But brown girls from New Jersey being heroes is just too much to think that could be possible.
So dumb.
It's so dumb.
You literally have a space alien man that came down to kill half the universe, but God forbid a brown girl is a hero.
Aliens, robots, and magical sorcerers.
She knows who Valkyrie is. That's a brown girl. She knows all of Wakanda, Black Panther. They know all of them.
Yeah, she knows Captain America, Sam Wilson.
Yes. He's a brown man from wherever. Mississippi.
Mississippi. I was thinking War Machine.
Yeah. Rhodes. So there's plenty of people of color that are freaking heroes. So what the hell is she talking about?
It's insane. It's stupid.
She knows so much,
but they're always the first.
Little.
They're always the first. That's why.
So it opens up with The Weeknd.
So dumb.
Well, I kind of like the song, but it's played out.
Yeah.
And it's really played out by the time this came out. And then you get like a narration, and she's being time for the grand presentation. Like she's like being overly. I make podcasts. I do cartoon reviews. My God, I feel like this is what they think people who do reviews are like, oh, this is the final part of my 10-part series. And did she make all those animations? Because that's kind of cool. Like, that must have took her forever to do like she made the push pins. Yeah,
did she make that or is that in her head?
I don't know.
We don't know.
She has a psychosis of some kind.
Yeah, exactly.
So, but this is like her little like podcast she does about like the Avengers. And then there's information that's like wrong.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because she only shows like 5 heroes. Like there were the whole lot. They didn't know about the portals opening up because apparently they know about everything else.
And from one source. I mean,
yeah.
Granted, it's Scott Lang.
She goes, from my extensive research, we don't know what that research is. And Scott Lang's podcast, Scott Lang is Ant-Man. So I guess he has a podcast where he talked about the battles he was in. So from those two sources, an unnamed research in Scott Lang, she knows everything about Captain Marvel.
Yeah.
It's insane.
That she was a fighter
Down to the
pilot,
costume.
that she was human, her costume, that she goes to other planets. Did they know about the Kree and all that? Did they know all
And
that?
then the fact that she made her hair short, but that was...
That was weird. There was a scene where she's like, oh, she came down and she's fighting, and it shows Captain Marvel, and she looks like a woman. Then she evolves into a man.
Or her hair gets
weird.
shorter.
But
and
then
shorter.
her face has this really squared off jaw, and Captain America has the same squared off jaw. Brie Larson is not the beauty queen pageant winner, but she's not a man.
No.
She's not dog ugly.
No.
This literally cover up the tiny booby bump. You'd think that was a dude wearing a Captain Marvel costume.
You could switch Captain America's face with her.
Yeah, it's same face.
Same face.
Oh, yeah.
Same face.
Yeah, she punched Thanos and they won. Really? That's what Scott Lang said? He said Captain Marvel punched Thanos and it was over? What about Iron Man sacrificing his life to save everyone?
Save the whole universe.
That didn't happen?
That's a minor detail, guys. Come on.
Then, because in her little fantasy, then they even do like a Street Fighter KO. And then Siri's like, oh, hi, Captain Marvel, like she's in love with her. And then Captain America's all beat up and Captain Marvel's shining like a golden goddess of everything.
Oh, and also Thanos is in some weird...
No,
sumo-
Thanos-
Yeah, he's like wearing a weird, like he almost looks like he's in a Wakandan battle outfit.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
weird.
it's weird.
And Thanos kicked Captain Marvel's teeth, okay? He punched her into, like, next Tuesday.
He knocked her out of the film.
Yeah.
Out of the film. So why did she make that up?
It
If they know everything, why lie about that part?
It's because
It would've
it's a
been-
woman that did it.
It would have been nice if she was a little more humble about that. Oh, she came with the Avengers to save everyone. Something
The only
like
thing
that.
she got accurate is
Knocked
the
out
fact that he destroyed
the
the
Dreadnought.
Dreadnought.
Yeah.
That's accurate, but everything else was fiction.
And she did technically punch Thanos, but it didn't knock him out. It made him
No.
go, ugh.
Yeah.
And he knocked her out of
Yeah,
it.
he took Power Stone, take this, bam.
Yeah, gave her a little sweet chin music.
Exactly.
But then she was like, then some people say she abandoned us. She did. Captain Marvel, as far as the films go, she does not like Earth.
No.
Not at all. Earth has its heroes. I'm gonna go other places.
You know, she's an Earthling herself. It's
I don't.
bizarre.
She has a disdain for Earth. Wouldn't it be beautiful? They'll never do this. Wouldn't it be beautiful? No, they'd never meet your heroes.
Yeah.
And they did that.
She meets Captain Marvel and she's like, oh, why you named yourself after me? Why did you do that? Well, because I really look up to you. Well, you really shouldn't look up to me, kid. You have your own heroes, and just leave and just be a complete B-word to her. Wouldn't that be amazing?
Oh, that would never happen.
But then she realized, you know what? I'm going to be a better hero than her.
Exactly.
Right.
Wouldn't that be the best
And
ending?
I'll own this Miss Marvel, the entire hero, and I'll make it something good.
I'll make Earth Love the
Yeah.
Marvel name.
Yeah.
Because Captain Marvel's not going to do it because she's too busy in outer space doing her thing.
Yep.
Because like, oh, can a girl just relax, do what she wants? No, not when you have these powers. You don't.
No.
It's too much responsibility. You have to.
Wolverine,
To
who has the power to heal and to kill people, he didn't stop to the very second he died.
Yep.
Mhm.
Because no, he deserved it. He earned it.
Yeah.
But he had to save Laura. He
and
had to.
he had saved those mutants. He had
because
to.
he knew he could do it.
Yep.
When he got that serum, became like young Wolverine, and then you hear in the voice, it's the Wolverine. He's like, yeah. And he did it
Guys.
because he had the abilities, and it's sad and it's awful.
That's how
but
sad
he had
the
to do
fact
it.
that him and Xavier didn't go on that boat like he wanted.
No.
It's so sad.
He deserved it.
Yeah, they did.
But he has a power and ability to save people. So no, Captain Marvel doesn't deserve a break.
No,
No.
never.
Especially with her immense power.
Exactly.
especially-
It's not just regular power, it's immense.
And especially
Crazy.
with everything going on Earth, because, I mean, all the chaos with people coming back, you think it'd be nice to have Captain Marvel here.
I know, it's so funny. Of all this hype to Captain Marvel, how come, when they did the Spider-Man movies, you just see Iron Man stuff everywhere. You don't see Captain Marvel anywhere because Iron
Yeah,
Man's the
and then,
hero.
and then in her room she has Captain Marvel merch.
Which is
Who's
weird.
making it and who gets the money from that?
I don't
And-
know.
In the comic books, they explain it every time that like someone buys a Spider-Man toy, the money doesn't go to Spider-Man. It goes to like a slush fund that goes to like repair buildings and stuff that's injured, like and for people's medical bills and stuff. So like it goes to like a
Superhero fund.
community
That's
chest.
actually kind of fun. That's funny, and that would probably be what would happen. Which
So
is funny.
I'm assuming that's where when you buy a Captain Marvel poster, like,
Mm-hmm.
and it's a full blown poster like you could buy today, so they know in detail what Captain Marvel looks like.
yeah,
What?
down to the millimeter.
Yeah, it looks like what?
And that's the problem I have with either, like, if you did something about Black Widow, all her stuff is, like, probably sealed up.
Yeah, like she does Black Widow. Like,
I would even surprised if people knew Black Widow, to be honest.
Black Widow and Hawkeye should be pretty unknown. Captain America, Iron Man, and the Hulk's a big green monster.
And Thor.
And Thor, like, because they're big.
I know they did that musical, but that was more funny. But you know,
But they never explain how people know.
no.
They have a big press conference. Is that they write a book?
Has it been declassified?
Yeah, it's just something that they tell all the kids.
This is a bigger problem than just Miss Marvel. It's
this
just a
is an
problem
MCU problem. It's
yeah.
really stupid how people know things.
Yeah.
I know D-Day happened, but can you name me all the soldiers that were there?
No.
There's probably some insanely heroic stuff that happened. I don't know those soldiers' names.
Nope.
Nope. I don't know if they took certain hills or who took the bunkers.
At what times? Apparently, Kamala Khan knows everything that happened in that final battle. Everything.
Yeah.
It's weird. We've lingered on this for far too long.
Yes.
So she gives her little like thing and then she uploads her video, and it's funny because like her biggest video has 8 views. When you get less views than I do.
Yeah.
yeah, YouTube table. And it's funny, she has one comment and it's like, this was amazing. Oh, I was shaking after this. It was Bruno.
It's Bruno. It's what I was figuring.
And guess what? What don't we do, Joshua? We don't talk about Bruno. We don't talk about that guy. So Bruno is her best Jewish friend. They don't say that he's Jewish, but in the comics he is. So that's like a point of contention in the comics. And so, yeah, you have Man Marvel beats everyone up and wins everything. And she's so amazing and so great. So then that's like her whole life is based around Miss Marvel or Captain Marvel, like everything in her life. Like she even draws little pictures of Captain Marvel with their face on it. You're 16, not 7.
Right. I can see a 7-year-old doing this.
Maybe 10, 12-year-old. 13, we got to start. Yeah. I own an Ant-Man helmet. I bought one of the Marvel Legends Ant-Man helmets. I don't wear it around and run around my house. I don't do that.
No.
I have it and it's set up and it looks cool and I have it. I buy collectibles, but I don't pretend to be. Like, you know what I'm trying to say? It's weird.
No, that's different. Yeah, definitely.
And I'm a huge effing nerd. And some of this stuff is crazy cringy.
Yeah.
So yeah, she just like uploads her video and then everything. And then, and you see like her family and introduces the family. I like the dad.
Dad's awesome.
He seems to be kind of like that British Pakistani where he likes cricket and like, you know, he's like that very outspoken. He has a story about everything. I like the dad.
Very colorful, yeah.
The mom is kind of Iron Fist.
Yeah,
mom is traditional.
The mom is super traditional, but think about it. Come on, that's where you come from. And then the older brother, he's not a bad guy, but since he's the first son, the only son, he's the king of the house.
Yeah, he is.
And that's the culture.
Right, but then also it kind of reflects on the fact that he also has a lot of responsibility. He's the one that has to like...
He's like the religious aspect of the family because he's always praying, and the dad's like, you pray so much you're going to starve to death.
Yes.
Well, then when I die, I'll pray for your forgiveness. And it's like, back and forth. But that's your culture.
It's so funny. They never try to come on and say it's a patriarchy, but
that's
the way they even write it a little bit, it is.
It totally is.
It is, guys.
Sorry, even in Hispanic culture, the boys have it better. The girls have to clean, they have to do that, and the boys are the sons of the princes, right? Mm-hmm. And that's just how the culture is.
Maybe not as extreme as Pakistani culture, but it's still there.
Yeah, you still have that machismo, patriarchal kind of society. Guess Kamala Khan's taking her driver's test. And the brother goes, make sure to say a prayer before you do your...
You need all the help you can get.
So she's getting ready to do it, and then mom's like, okay, make sure you check your mirrors and all the good stuff, you know? I don't know how driver's tests work anywhere else, but here in Arizona, you actually go to the DMV.
Yeah, you just don't...
They don't come to you.
They don't
so obviously they come to you here.
In New Jersey, I guess.
She gets in the car, and this guy, it could be the vice principal in any schlocky movie.
Oh, yeah.
This white guy. So she has her sunglasses on and everything. Take the damn sunglasses off. And she had a Kate Bishop sunglasses on. She turns off the radio, which is smart. We should always do that. Check your mirrors and everything. And then the guy's like, okay, start the car.
She says
her prayer, and the guy goes, oh, bless you, Gesundheit. Didn't it sound like a sneeze?
No.
She said like Bismillah or something. But he's a goofy white guy and doesn't get it.
That was one of the worst parts.
Those are dumb jokes. Don't work for anybody. And then, this is what I have to say, she has to have some kind of mental disability. She slams on the gas.
Why would you do that? And
it was in reverse, so it slams into the driver. I wanted to say special ed. The driver ed's car.
Yeah, exactly.
And yeah, so she failed her test, and she literally looks at the camera and goes, "Uh-oh," like Ferris Bueller.
I know, that's what it felt like. This is a Ferris Bueller. You don't get to do that.
These jokes are falling flat.
Sam, that was so. In the comments, anyone who's ever taken the driver's test, did you ever slam on the gas to start your driver's test?
No.
I know it'd have been funnier if she kept going.
Yeah, like being hesitant, being kind of.
Yeah.
You're when you first start driving, you're way more cautious.
Yeah.
Like, okay, make a right turn into traffic, and it's like 5 minutes later. Okay, take a right turn into traffic, but you're too scared to join traffic. No, she just slams into his car.
Yeah.
It baffles my mind. Like, why would that happen?
It's stupid.
I don't know. And again, go with the tried and true. The easy, like going in slowly is always funny. It's
Or
a
the
classic
thing like,
gag.
oh no, parallel parking. I never mastered it. And then she can't parallel park, and that's why she fails.
Yes, or turn your turn signal on, you turn the windshield wipers on.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. It's
Oh no,
classic.
Oh, turns on the radio, and then you do all the mess
But
up stuff.
that's more realistic. But no, they don't do any of that.
No. A fact, I can't parallel park. That's the only thing I couldn't do in my driver's test, but the guy goes, no one needs a parallel park anyways, and I passed. That was my driving school experience. Then the parents come out, oh, you failed my daughter on purpose because, oh, you expect her to drive the speed limit everywhere? And they should be like, no, she didn't even start. She crashed into my car, the very first thing. But the driver instructor never says that.
No.
So the parents keep thinking, oh, you want to use your turn signals too much. No, it wasn't any of that. She never even started.
Yeah, but if they did, yes, I want her to do all those things, but she didn't even start.
No, and it would have been funny too. What I liked about this is if she would have tried to speak to her
It's
mom.
like, no, Mama, I hit his car.
But then he keeps like straight,
Shh, we're talking. Be
talking.
quiet. We're talking.
which would show that more animosity that she has. Like, Mom, I'm 16.
I messed up.
I messed up. I can talk.
But she didn't. Why didn't she tell her parents, no, Mom, I literally ran into his car? I mean, that's an insta fail, right? When you get in a car
You
accident.
hit another car.
And he goes, I gotta go. But the one thing he did say, I have to walk home now. Literally, I gotta go home.
So, yeah, so she failed a driver's test, and then they're like driving her to school. And it looks as fake as, the 1950s when they would do a projection screen. It looks that fake. It's pretty bad. It's pretty bad. I like the dad. I like his stories. I want to talk to this guy. So she gets to school, and it's like typical, no one likes her. Everyone's like being weird to her, and the coach calls her Camilla instead of Kamala, and she doesn't correct him because he's a goofy white guy.
All the years when I went to high school, never saw anyone get in someone's locker in the way. I never seen anyone dribble a basketball. No one
like
did
down
that.
the middle of the
They wouldn't do
Here's
that.
the thing. I was there when I was in high school. I was watching Star Trek. I read comic books. I collected comic book cards. I wore Dragon Ball Z t-shirts to school. So I was a pretty effing big nerd, and I was a fat guy. I was really tall, but I was a fat guy. I didn't get treated like this.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
It's
ridiculous.
The kids that.
But what they're implying because she's Muslim. That's
Right.
the whole thing.
I
That's
mean,
why.
all the weird kids that played Yu-Gi-Oh! In the library didn't get treated like
Yeah,
this.
we played Magic cards in the library.
Yeah.
We actually got kicked out of the library because they thought we were playing poker and we were gambling. I swear to God, that's what they kicked us out of there. And we showed them our Magic cards. She said, "Look, we look like we're gambling." Because in order to probably saw the little tokens, now when you get the characters, you have the tokens. And they probably thought that was like our way of gambling. Yeah, we got kicked out of the library in high
hilarious.
school. That was ridiculous. I loved it. So then she meets up with Bruno, her friend, and he's like, oh man, people fail the driver's test. There's two sticklers on everything. She's like, oh, I ran into his car. And he's like, oh. He's like, oh, that's a bad one, Kamala. That's a bad one.
Exactly. And then he gives her like a slushie in the middle of school.
Yeah, and that's like a thing. She's like addicted to slushies because kids like sugar.
And the problem is, just this whole basic relationship is, again, if you've seen our She-Ra reviews, it's basically Bo
and Glimmer.
And Glimmer.
But again, their family would not accept this. That mother would not accept this guy.
But the mother probably sees Bruno as like a guy with his balls cut off.
And not a real suitor.
But he has no chance with my daughter at all.
Yeah. So
and he's such a whiny little weasel, even though he's taller. But
he's such a nice boy, but he has no shot.
She even says like, "Thank you, nice boys."
Yeah.
Just like in Gunstar Heroes.
Yeah.
Oh no, that was Sunset Riders.
Sunset Riders.
That was Sunset Riders.
Sunset Riders.
So they're having a little conversation about how she failed, and it's doing all the stupid little like, oh, you slammed the locker, and we're walking around, and oh, I meet my friend in the hijab, and
Let's play Smash Brothers.
I don't want to play Smash Brothers. Oh, if you do, hate the player, not the game. But I do hate the game. That's the dialogue I can't stand. It is stilted. It is awful. And this, as we see in later episode, she can act. This is bad.
It's very Disney Channel.
This is when you're trying to be topical and it just blows up in your face.
She gets called to the guidance counselor's office, and the guidance counselor, of course, he's what was Hey Arnold's teacher's name?
Oh, Mr. Simmons.
He's a Mr. Simmons. Okay, I'm gonna sit down and he's like basically Kamala. You've had a lot of things happen this week, so she like blew up something in science class. She got hit in the face with a dodgeball, and you've been doodling in class, and she was making fun of her big fat white teacher, and you're not paying attention. And why he's explaining so, she's like looking at the clock and looking around.
Come on, if you haven't been in for 30 seconds, you're already not paying attention.
Spaced out, yeah.
My 9-year-old nephew does that. You're 16, unless you've been diagnosed with ADHD, then there's no excuse for this type of behavior. You're 16.
And then
You go, we got to talk about your future. And
Look,
what you-
we got to take your
College.
SATs, maybe do some college. I can decide my whole future. No, just your college life, Kamala, not your whole life. You freaking dunce. It's not the... Oh my God, I hate that. You think the next 4 years is the rest of your life? What are you, stupid? You planning on dying before 25?
I know, right? And then she runs into this girl who's kind of like, I don't know, doesn't like her. And
Yeah, she's the mean white girl.
Yeah.
Of course.
Oh, he's like, you like your necklace? And she's like, oh, it's my name in Arabic. And then she's like, whatever.
She said,
Yeah, right. Yeah, right. This would have been cut.
and then just ran away from her. How funny that would have been.
Oh, that'd have been good.
That's how openly racist they want to make people.
I know, right?
So that's like the school, not necessarily a bully, but like the preppy girl.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of like, oh, she's the mean girl who throws the parties and won't invite you. Like, she's the girl that would give invitations to everyone, walk up to Kamala and go, oh, out of the way, the person behind her. That's the kind of character she
That's
is.
what they
Right,
want,
right.
yeah.
Easy. So yeah, she does the whole conference with the freaking teacher.
Principal.
And he's like, I need you to go home, look yourself in the mirror. And, see, he does the line from Mulan, which is actually really funny. He goes, oh, see the girl looking back at me. She's like, that's from Mulan. He's like, yeah, I know. The cartoon, not the live action, was an absolute disaster of a film because it had no singing. So they quoted the cartoon and not the live action, which I thought was pretty funny. So she's all like, oh, no, I don't want to do anything with my future. She goes to lay down in her bed, and they do this little, like, camera thing, like it follows her laying down.
They
And
made
I
such a
thought,
big deal of
okay,
this.
that's a thing on Twitter. Something like that shot cost like $20,000
That's
because they had to
crazy.
build the camera rig for it, and
And the camera looked like some Rube Goldberg device.
yeah, because they literally built it.
Yeah.
So and they go, oh, it took like 50 takes
Just to
Why?
lie on your bed?
because they wanted to sync it with the camera moving.
That's so dumb.
I literally I tweeted it out. I go, what an amazing waste of time.
You know.
What an insane waste of
didn't-
time.
Yeah.
And for someone, when we first watched it, didn't even think like, oh, okay,
Yeah, that's the thing that happened.
for $20,000.
Yeah, what a giant waste of money. So then her mom is like, oh, so what's going on? And then she's like, oh, I get to decide the rest of my life, the next 4 years of my life.
Yeah.
No, you don't need to do that. The only thing she cares about is her costume.
Yeah.
So she has to like, oh, what, to finish her costume.
And then when she's going through the neighborhood, there's like visual things
Yeah,
happening.
because she's like, oh, maybe I can do, because they want you to make a costume, but bring your own personal flavor. Oh, I could do a Doctor Strange Captain Marvel. And we see the background, like the graffiti paint is turning into
Yeah.
all her ideas.
And then what's also rude, they interrupt a basketball game. Come on, guys, it's a basketball game. Don't do that. You know?
Yeah, don't bike
They're
through
really
it.
back through it. Like,
You're
what
lucky
do
to
you-
get a basketball thrown at the back of your head.
Yeah, exactly.
But old school Nicktoons guys, I was a Nicktoon kid. Doug would have this huge imagination about everything. That's kind of like what she's doing. But Doug was like 13, not 16. It's different. He wasn't even in high school. I think he was in junior high in that
Yeah.
show.
And usually when something serious happened, his own fantasies would kind of like
Blow up
end.
in his face, and it would be
Yeah.
like, man, maybe I shouldn't be dreaming about all this stupid crap.
Right.
Then that's when she talked to her mom and everything, and the mom's like, you gotta focus on your future and da. But of course, Kamala doesn't want to do any of that. Thing is, sorry, mom, your daughter's American.
Yep.
I know you wanted to be like you're still in Pakistan, but she got a taste of the flavor of America, and she ain't never going back. Because that would be like taking an average, regular, everyday American girl and putting her in Pakistan, expecting her to act that way. It's never gonna happen.
Never
No.
gonna happen.
And Kamala isn't even bad.
No.
She's like, she wants to go around wearing, cut shorts and she
And
just
wants to date boys and stuff
She
like that.
doesn't want to do any of that.
No.
And the mom is dropping the hammer on her. Could you imagine if she did?
I know, forget
Her mom
it.
would have her chained up in her room.
Right.
And then she gives her that
Oh, box, yeah. Like, oh, it's grandma's old stuff. And that's when we see the little bracelet thing.
But then the mom recognizes that. And she's
the mom
like,
goes, oh, that's just stress. But the mom, like, calling it now, the grandma was a superhero in Pakistan, and they suppressed it because she was a woman.
well, that probably would happen.
And
though.
then the mom had idea that her mom was a superhero, or she literally thought her mom was crazy pretending to be a superhero.
Right.
Yeah.
All these stupid fantasies, those aren't real because her grandma was like that.
Yeah, probably.
Do you think she sees her grandma like in a spectral astral realm or something?
Oh, maybe. Get training.
Because remember, there's a scene where she kind of goes to like a shadow world.
Maybe. But it's funny. Back then, that wouldn't make sense to think, oh, that's phony. But now with everything happening in this Earth, you're telling me all this mystical stuff that this country really could
there's
be your own?
wizards and witches flying around.
Yeah, no. Maybe it's true. Maybe this is our version of that magic. It's stupid.
So, but then the mom grabs it. I'll talk junk. Give it to the brother. You need to put this upstairs. Hide it in the attic.
Yeah.
Well, why can't Kamala do it? Because she's going wedding shopping with me. Because I guess the brother's getting married.
Yeah.
So we get a montage of
Flavor of little Pakistan.
a little little Pakistan. So some big cities, there's little China, little Pakistan. So they're going around, they're eating the foods, they're talking to the street vendors. Man, that meat, the shawarma, Euro meat stuff, all that stuff's so damn good.
Oh, I would love to some of
Yeah,
that.
the kebabs are freaking amazing too. Anyways, they get to a dress shop, and it totally reminds me of the Mexican dress shops. If you go down to Phoenix during prom season, those shops are always packed.
Yeah.
Or you do the quinceañeras, the big flower. So they have the traditional costumes and the dress. I think the dress Kamala's wearing is nice.
They just had to fit
It's
it for her.
super bulky.
It's super bulky. If they would fit it for her,
She would look great.
but then her mom wouldn't like it because it's too fitting.
Because guess what? Your little girl's becoming a little woman, and she has a
Yeah,
curve.
yeah, that's so funny. She's like, "Oh, I'll fit you. It's not too big on you." And that's what the
You're too. Yeah, the dress isn't too big. Oh, you're not too short. The dress is too big. Wasn't that the same difference?
I know she was kind of legal. And this is a part that's actually very realistic. One of the mom's friends come up to her.
It's an auntie.
Oh, it's auntie. She goes, "Oh yeah, there was a wedding with a Pakistan man
broke
and
it up.
girl, and the girl broke it up because she wanted to go on her own, and they're all pissed at the girl."
Oh, she wanted to travel around. She wanted to go around Europe and
Find herself.
Oh, she's gonna find it. She doesn't have a ring on her finger. Then Kamala's like, "That's good. She should travel if she wants to travel." And they'll look at her and kind of laugh.
And then the guy's like, "Oh, she's just a silly girl."
Yeah.
Well, that's how they would be like that.
Have you met any of your family, Kamala?
That was a stupid thing to say there. Very stupid.
right, and then that's it's.
And then the mom goes, "Yeah, that is too big." He's okay.
But yeah, you do not know where you're from,
Exactly.
little lady. That's
They're gonna take the man's side there.
99.99999% of the time they're gonna take in public. They're
Yeah.
taking the man's side. Maybe afterwards, like, you know what, honey. The culture, you shouldn't leave a man at the altar. I know she wanted to travel. Maybe she shouldn't have let it get that far.
Yeah.
Right.
But they're not going to do that. They're going to
No.
be like, oh, she's a fool. And she's probably going to get...
Her family's gonna get a little bit of
And
backlash.
the thing is, in the shame she put on her father,
Oh, yeah.
they're going to treat the father like crap now. You realize what you chose, what's going to do to me. Is it right or wrong? That's the culture.
That's their culture.
Yeah.
That's the culture. It's pretty bad in other cultures. It's really bad in their
Yeah.
culture.
Yep.
So... But she needs to talk to her parents about AvengerCon.
Yeah.
And
Because that was the whole thing, that's where you have to keep
And
asking
he
your
sets
parents.
up that Siri thing for them, but he makes it himself.
Yeah.
That's a weird plot.
I forgot it. Because it's so stupid.
Yeah,
Thanks
very
for
stupid.
reminding me.
Yeah.
Bruno was talking to the dad. He's like, oh, I made a thing called Zuzu. And it's hooked up to your lights and everything. So you made a Google Home or Siri
Why don't you
or
give him
Bought
one?
a Google
a
Home.
Google Nest or whatever. They're like $40.
Yeah.
So he invented one, and it literally looks like a piece of white stuff with garbage glue to it. That's very Disney Channel sitcom.
Yeah.
Right.
That's like something I would see in Bunked.
and then
Yep.
and then on
My
top of
nephews
that-
watch all those shows, by the way. Wizards of Waverly Place, those kinds of shows.
and it's all to show that he can do science. Okay.
Yeah, he can build
Well,
things.
can he do something a little more clever than that?
Yeah, right.
It's
I
like
know.
garbage. So he does that for the dad. Dad's like, oh, that's so cool. So they're friends with Bruno.
They like Bruno.
And then when the mom gives him a bunch of food so he can go take
Yeah,
it
and she
out.
gets all together super fast. That's her superpower. Do you think she used powers to do
that
that?
would be hilarious.
Because she got it ready super fast.
Yeah, she
She's
did.
like, oh, that's my secret. What if she has powers?
Well, that'd be
she's
funny.
and she never just told. Oh,
She can
her
move super
daughter.
fast.
Her daughter would be so pissed because she'd be like, "Mom, you never told me." She's like, "I
Because what if that's a subtle hint that she has powers?
Well, that would be something.
Would that be funny?
Yeah, well, that could happen. That could actually
I'm adding too. I'm expecting too much.
Yeah.
So Bruno goes home. He's like, talk to your parents about AdventureCon. Like,
Yeah,
you
Yeah,
gotta
just
go.
and the mom and dad are watching a cricket match, whatever, and
That's the thing, because if she would have had her license, they could have just drove.
yeah,
But now she has to ask to get a ride. I always thought, why not just take the bus?
I know,
Which is what they end up doing anyways. Why not tell? Why even tell the parents?
I know.
It's just AdventureCon. It's a bunch of nerds. Anyways, and this is a wonderful scene. This is an amazing scene. This is great. And I'm not joking. I love this scene. And I mean, I'm not setting you up for something stupid and silly. No, this is actually a good scene where this actress, this young actress, knocks it out of the park.
Yes, and a very good drama scene, a very good, teenager, adult, like, kind of like...
And the way she explains it is how a kind of stupid 16-year-old would explain it.
To her parents. Yeah.
She's like, this AvengerCon thing. And she's like, what an Avenger party? What is that? Oh, no, it's a convention, Mom, and it's going to be really, really cool. And it's like an historical event because, honoring our modern day heroes. Like, she's like reading the tagline, right?
Yeah.
And then this is her point. And Bruno's really into it. And I thought I would like tag along, for Bruno. You're really not for me, but for him.
Yeah, you're more into it than probably he is.
And she's like, so this is a party at night? Well, it's not a party. It's really a convention. So what do you mean? It's like, and there's a costume party and everything. And there's a costume contest. What kind of costume?
What are you going to be wearing?
And she's like, Miss Marvel. What? Miss Marvel? She's like, Beachy Miss Marvel. This is basically what, in Spanish, that's what she would have said.
And then she's like, she wears too tight
It's skin too tight clothing. I don't want you dressing like that. It's inappropriate. First of all, it's not a sexy costume.
But you have to look at the eyes of a...
You should have seen Marvel Comics in the 90s, sweetie. And
I know, exactly. But you have to see the eyes from the mom.
From a Pakistani mother. A very traditional Pakistani
and that's going to be tight.
You're not going to wear a skin-tight suit.
No. Put it this way. I think it would have gave her a heart attack if she had to wear She-Hulk's outfit.
Yeah.
The short shorts and the...
Yeah, basically a sports bra and a running shorts. That would give her a heart attack. I bet you seeing girls like wearing yoga pants drives her nuts.
She goes, no, you're not going to this.
But she's like, oh, come on, Mom, you don't...
And then she goes, I'm 16. That's not the way to go.
I'm not going to go party and do cocaine.
What?
Why did you think that would win your mom over? But you know what? My nephews, when they're arguing with their mom, they say stupid things, and I talk to them like, why did you think that was going to... Your mom's going to go, oh, this is not cocaine, Mija. You can go. You know what I'm saying? What are you, stupid?
I love it. It's like the dialogue choices in an RPG. Yeah, that was like the wrong.
Like there's a code wheel, and there's the one on the very left.
And I'm paying attention to two different between the mom and dad because
the dad's
saying, oh, we trust you. And the mom's like, no, I don't trust you.
And they're just like, well, no, we do. And
we don't trust other people.
Yeah.
And the mom's like, boys, there's going to be boys there. I don't want boys seeing you walking around in a little skin-tight outfit.
Yeah.
Well... You're 16. Remember, we actually had real life that happened. Remember the time it was, what year was it? 2015? Remember that daughter was fighting with her mom at the hotel?
No. That was an anime convention I went to by myself. It was SakuraCon, and she was wearing one of the Naruto outfits, and the girl that had like this dress that went up pretty high, and the mom's like, "No, you're a kid. You're not wearing that." And you're gonna change and wear your normal clothes.
Yeah, she didn't let her daughter cosplay.
Because her daughter was like 12 years old. I'm not gonna...
I don't know what character she was cosplaying as, but it was a little skimpy kind of thing with thigh high.
And this was really skimpy. We're talking, yeah.
So that happens, and you're a kid. You're still a child, Kamala.
And I don't know why she's trying to fight her mom on this.
But the dad seems more understanding, and then she's like, well, if it was my brother, you'd let him do anything. Well, because he's a man. That's the culture.
Yeah,
sorry.
That's what it is.
Guess what? Your brother can date whoever he wants. They probably picked out a nice Pakistani boy for you.
Yep, that's how it goes.
And just a real life thing. I used to drive Uber. I haven't done it in a long, long time. Not since pre-COVID. But I remember driving a bunch of college students from ASU. And one of the guys there is like, yeah, I feel bad for my sister because my mom comes down on her. And he's like, I'm going to college. And here's me in a car with a bunch of white girls and like that. They let me do whatever I want. But my sister... They literally won't let her date anyone unless they like have an interview with the boy.
Yep.
And he's like, I can do whatever I want.
Yep.
Well, you're the male. Well, that's the culture.
It's not fair.
And it's hard and it's weird because he probably grew up in this culture where he's like, well, we should both be
because they're American.
Yeah.
But they have the old school sensibilities.
Yeah, exactly.
So she's like, you don't let me do anything a 16-year-old can do. And then dad's like, well, you're not normal. He's like, and you're special. But like the way he said it is like, oh, because you're.
She goes upstairs and she gets mad at that.
The dad tried.
Yeah.
The mom wasn't trying. The dad actually tried.
The mom was like, I'm done. Like,
yeah, you're not going to this thing. This party. You keep calling it a party. Yeah. But it's a convention. And again, wait till we get to the convention. It's terrible. She's up in her room. She's kind of sulking. The brother comes in. He's like, I brought you some tea. And he's like, I'll talk to mom and dad about it. And guess what? When the son talks about it, what the son wants, the son gets.
Yep.
Welcome to the culture.
And
good.
then he goes, oh yeah, I'm almost 16. I go, you have this little stuffed animal. This says you're 12.
It says you're 12.
Yeah.
Like, I'm turning off the lights. You're still afraid of the djinn and the djinn to come and get you.
Yeah.
Then she still turns on her nightlight.
Yeah, she's so scared of it.
That's super funny.
Yeah, so this is cute. See, all that moment was cute and awesome and fun.
Yeah, that was an amazing scene. That's
Yes.
a 10
But
out of
it's not
10.
enough of it,
It
guys.
was so good. It was such a good scene because the way it was acted, the way all of it made sense. Nothing seemed silly or out of place or goofy or weird. It was just a good scene.
Yeah.
So now she feels like, but she still wants to go.
And she's texting Bruno.
She's texting Bruno about, and then the texting is now in most shows, like you'll see the pop up, like the phone.
Which is fine.
The text is like part of the background, like it's on the sidewalk, and the sign turns into what she was saying.
Emojis and...
That's a waste of money and special effects.
But it's stupid. It's stupid.
This is not Spider-Verse.
No.
Remember during the credits of Spider-Verse?
But like I said, that's animation. That's different.
And
It
that's
looks
just
different.
silly. So then Bruno's like, oh man, we're not going to go to Adventure Con. He's like, well, that sucks for you because I'm still going. Oh, no, that'd be
No,
great.
he goes up in two. It's I guess he lives above like a little convenience store.
Yeah, and then he's like working on like his little stuff. So and he also like Cal stayed up on the
Yeah.
thing because that's where he probably wants to go. So he's smart. That's okay. We get it. He's smart. He makes things. So you see him working at a table. He's not Peter Parker smart. He's Peter Porker smart. So he
He
can.
does machines.
He
Spider-Man
does
smart.
machines. Bruno does machines.
He's
Look at that, Jack.
Spider-Ham smart.
Yeah, he's Spider-Ham smart. So then it's the next day, and Kamal's trying on her costume. Hey, it looks good. Literally, if you told me a little girl made this, I'd be like, that's pretty damn good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's funny, so she's kind of looking at herself and she's thinking, well, it is a little skin tight. But at the same time, you're not like this bombastic babe that has like these killer curves. You're kind of a dumpy
And
girl.
then they're gonna look. She looks at me and I go, "Don't worry, honey, Brie Larson."
Yeah, she like looks at her butt, and it's not because, oh man, my butt's not big enough.
No.
But it's like, oh, then that's the most accurate Captain
That's the thing,
Marvel.
because Brie Marshall doesn't have a big.
But
butt
she's doing
either.
it, but she's like, oh, you can kind of see
Yeah,
my
I
butt a
know.
little bit, so she grabs like a sash,
And she tries to like put it
kind of
around her.
cover
It
it a
was
little
funny
bit.
because actually the real Miss Marvel had a sash.
I
too.
like that.
Yeah.
Here's the thing, modesty is not a bad thing.
No.
I think that costume's 100% perfectly fine. If she wants to add the sash, she can add it. It's not super sexy. Trust me. Go to a real convention, you'll see some costumes.
Yes.
I mean, yeah, we saw a few
There were
weeks
some
ago.
There were some girls at the Phoenix Fan Fusion that were like, "You stuff's hanging out. That's public nudity.
Yeah, it is.
You could see the stuff.
Yeah, it was bad.
You could see the goods.
Yeah.
And yeah, like there were full thong string of bikinis and
Yeah.
certain things weren't covering all the parts they're supposed to be covering.
You know what would have been
And someone that was past their prime, but we
There
won't
was
get
a
into
lady
that.
that was like 55 wearing a Harley Quinn costume with both cheeks out. They were gross.
Whoa.
They were gross.
Yeah, we don't. It was bad.
The lady was old.
We don't talk about that.
No.
The-
Honey, turn
So-
back the clock 20 years.
But I do like the fact that
I
she,
can turn
she's
back
still thinking
time.
about the modesty because
Yeah.
she's a little uncomfortable with it, which is 100% fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
Where I see when I work, we have lots of customers, and you see girls that can walk in off of basketball practice just wearing their sports bras and their little running shorts, and they're 100% comfortable. They can run through the aisles and flirt
They're
with
not even
boys.
thinking, yeah.
Then you can see some of the girls that try to be like that, but they're kind of like pulling their, making sure
Oh,
their
you're
shirts are down.
uncomfortable. Then
But
be
that's-
more
be
modest.
you.
Be
Yeah.
you. Yeah.
Don't try to chase the girl because that girl's comfortable that way. Doesn't mean you have to be comfortable that
No.
way.
Right.
And I like that she's showing that she's not 100% comfortable
And
with
she's,
this
she's kind of listening to her mom saying, "Yeah, maybe I should."
And maybe it is a
cover
little much.
a little
yeah.
showy.
Yeah.
But so she's getting all ready, and the mom knocks on the door. She's like, "Oh," she puts her thing. She doesn't want her mom seeing her wear it.
I was like, oh,
So what are you doing?
stretches.
Oh, I was stretching. Okay, stretches. Okay.
It's like, well, I talked to your brother, and
He
even though
explained
he
it.
explained it to us, and even though it's going to affect your studies, I think we're going to let you go. And she's like, oh yeah, but there's stipulations. Your dad's going to take you. You get to go for 2 hours with your dad.
Yeah.
And she's like, okay, that's cool. And then for your costume, I made you a Hulk costume.
Yeah.
And it's actually cute.
It's cute, but that's not what she wants. And she's like,
No.
oh. She's like, oh, but the best part. This is another amazing scene. Absolutely
Oh.
amazing. The dad busts in the door. Oh, I'm the Hulk. And so they're going to go as Big Hulk and Little Hulk.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
adorable.
Guys, I'm sorry. If I had a parent that want to go to the convention and we dress together as like
A
two
team?
people, that is so awesome. What's wrong with it?
Especially at her age.
And,
Yeah.
and then she's like, oh my God. First she's like, oh, there's no Big Hulk and Little Hulk.
That's what makes it funny, though.
That's what makes it awesome.
Yeah.
But then she's like, no, that's so embarrassing. And then the dad's like, oh. She's like, oh. And as soon as she said it, she knows she said something
Yeah,
bad.
she knew she messed up there.
And then the dad's like, I just want, he doesn't say it, but you see in his eyes, I just wanted to do something I know you're excited about and I wanted to be a part of it.
Yeah, exactly.
And you got to go, we would go, your mom was okay with the costume, I thought this would be enough.
She could even did a thing where she changed into Captain Marvel when they left. Why did she just do that?
Because then the mom's like, oh, we went through this trouble for you, I made you this costume because I don't want you wearing those skimpy little outfits. Like Captain Marvel, I don't want you wearing that.
Right.
Even though it's not a skimpy little outfit, but in her eyes it is. And then the dad goes, well, I guess we're not going. And then you can see that he's about
and he
he's
says,
about to cry.
you're not going. And he said that too because he got upset. He was
But they looked generally upset.
Yeah.
She sold it.
Yeah.
The actress sold it. It was great.
I
just wish
she would have accepted that though. I felt bad for them.
But kids do make dumb mistakes like that.
I know, but...
So, and then she kind of texts Bruno saying, man, everything's messed up. Oh, you fell into the Hudson River again? She's like, no. He's like, okay, come meet me on the roof. We'll talk. She's like, yeah, I think I made my dad cry. She's like, I've never done that. I've never seen him like cry like that. Like I broke his heart. She's like, I didn't make them mad. I made them like super disappointed, which is like worse than mad.
Yeah, it is.
Then he's like, well, it's just the whole Avenger thing. And she's like, yeah, maybe I need to stop worrying about that. Stop acting like a little kid. He's like, no, that's cool that you like the Avengers and like Captain Marvel. Well, I got my head in the clouds and I got to worry about more important things. And he's like, and then like, that's all good. Then, like a brown girl saves the world from Jersey.
The brown girl from Jersey.
Like we said, you've seen Wakandans, you've seen aliens, you've seen people from Asgard. One of them's black, Valkyrie. You've seen all these people from all the things. What makes you think that a Pakistani girl can't do anything?
Falcon.
The only way this wouldn't happen, the Falcon, even the new Captain Americas.
Yeah.
So all these things, and you think you can't do something good? Like why would that? Unless that's pounded into your head by your mom. But that's your culture, honey.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But then I do like how Bruno's like, you're Kamala Khan. If you think you can save the world, you can like save the world. Then there's like a pause and they're getting kind of close. I'm like, dude. And she's not back. She doesn't blink.
No. And also the thing I noticed too about her, she seemed a little disappointed that they didn't.
See, because he's like, yeah, you can do anything.
And they're super close.
And she's kind of like, and she's not blushing or anything. She's like, that's the go ahead. Boys, you watch this. That girl gets that close to you, and if you think you have feelings, don't just plant a kiss on a girl, but you got to know your moments. You're like, oh, I made you these gloves for your costume,
and she was still in that mode of like,
how do you C block yourself? Homeboy did it.
Yeah, he did.
That's his power.
That's Bruno's power.
We don't talk about Bruno.
Yeah,
Bruno, you screwed up.
Yeah,
she would have been perfectly fine with an innocent, a little peck.
Yeah,
I'm not saying going for that, but he could have gave her a quick little kiss.
I think it was a moment. It was definitely a moment.
She would not have stopped him.
No.
She might have been like, "Oh, we're friends," and like afterwards, but in the moment, she had that look of like, what happens next? But then even she kind of had that little bit of like,
and then it went back to that playful. I made the gloves.
They don't really shoot photons, but literally the glue stick's glued to a glove.
It looks bad.
It looks awful.
But
it looks like a little kid made it, but he also made his own like Alexa thing.
So make that, like, make better stuff.
So then they're like, "Oh, you're gonna fight me?" Oh, and they have like a little pretend fight up there. Things went a little further in my version. No. So he should have kissed her. He didn't.
He did
because he's a punk. Bruno, you the punk. But so like, oh, that was a fun little thing he did. He got her confidence back up. Be like a good friend. We should have been a boyfriend. We should have been a good friend. And then, so she's not gonna be able to go to the con. And then she's kind of walking around and everything's still kind of, because her mom, they had that big fight the night before. And then the dad's still, like, because he can't get the Alexa thing to work, the Zoom thing to work. And then she looks at the mom. The mom's not saying anything. She's like, well, I guess I'm going to bed. All the lights turn off. Then she has an idea and the lights come on.
Right above her head.
That's so stupid. That's so stupid.
Come on, you gotta love that, Mike. It's terrible.
They get to school and they're like talking through the lockers. Why is that a thing? Why are they talking through the lockers?
I don't know.
Camera angle.
It's goofy. Oh, I'm going to go to the VentureCon without actually going to the VentureCon. Well, what do you mean? See, this is the plan. Basically, here's the plan. They're going to use the Zoom thing, just like Ferris Bueller's Day Off. Remember when he had the fake snoring thing?
Yeah.
And then when he opened the door, it made it play? Mm-hmm. And it looked like he was like rolling over.
The thing is, it's sold because Matthew Broderick has such charm behind it.
So it's that thing, but with the Zoom thing saying, oh no, I'm changing, so the dad wouldn't come in the room.
But what about the mom?
Then they're going to sneak out, take the bus, and then
her
come
costume
back.
Looks way better.
And get her in her fantasy. The costume is like, it's like movie accurate.
Yeah.
And that's the whole story. But it takes like 10 minutes because I want to fly out the window and do a ninja flip. And
and she does it like she's perfect. Like, oh yeah, you're going to flip.
Then they're going to ride their bikes and jump over the bridge and land on the bus.
It's
It goes on and on and on. And then Bruno's like, so we're taking the bus? That's all you got out of my plan? Yeah. Yeah, because we're going to just take the bus. And then the whole time I thought, why didn't they just do that in the first place?
I don't know.
They didn't want to take the bus? Were they scared of the bus? But then she even like drew it up on the board.
Yeah, she did.
Like in perfect like comic book way. How long did it take her to chalk that all up?
That, as she's talking, it's being colored.
Yeah, and it's like moving around and stuff.
So stupid.
It's super goofy. It's super crazy goofy. And yeah, and she like, this is something I saw on Twitter. Oh, she did this Black Widow's landing because she knows Black Widow. That's common knowledge amongst people, the way she lands. That was a funny, cute joke in Black Widow.
Because her sister would know this. Yeah.
And like how sisters are going to make fun of everything you do. Oh, that's so stupid. That's so dumb. And then when she did it, she like, oh,
she was like, oh, that was gross.
That was a nice, cute moment between sisters.
Yeah.
Now, Kamala Khan knows that too, then it's not cute anymore.
No, it's stupid.
Everyone knows.
That'd be like a funny little inside joke you have between brothers, and like the guy at the supermarket knows about it somehow. Like, what the hell?
Well, now that kind of ruins it.
That's so weird.
It is weird.
So yeah, so that's their plan. So enact plan, make it to the con. Then they have the whole fantasy about being at the con, and she's gonna win. They're gonna give her a tiara,
and it looks nothing like a convention. Both, even her dream and the real thing doesn't look nothing like a convention.
then like even like she gets crowned convention queen, which isn't a thing. Yeah. And then then she like lays down in her bed, and before my parents even get home, like, what's this giant fantasy stuff? It's weird that you have this weird, like, you don't live in reality, Kamala.
You don't.
You got a psychosis of some kind. So they're going to enact a plan. Of course, it doesn't go to plan. She runs upstairs. Oh, I got a term paper to do. So she runs in her room. She didn't get ready because they missed the first bus. Then she goes to jump off the thing and the whole tree branch breaks.
And she would have hurt herself bad.
The parents would have heard that.
Oh, and she finds the bracelet too, by the way.
Oh, yeah, because she needs to add a little flair.
And Bruno had the most sense too. Well, you're Pakistan to bring that.
Add a little Pakistani to it. Or, as Barack Obama would say, Pakistan.
Okay.
So you have to say it like that.
No, I say Pakistan.
Yeah, sorry, I don't add weird accents to words. I don't expect people to say Spanish words with perfect accents because it's weird. Just talk how you talk.
Yeah.
Unless you're doing it to be mean, which you're not, so don't worry about it. So that's her flair. In a dark cosplay area, how the hell they can even see the bracelet?
I don't know.
This is my Umas or whatever. Like, how are you going to...
Especially the way they show that convention all being dark and...
See, the only way that would have made sense is she would have done a full, like, how her costume is when she's actually Miss Marvel. Yeah. Like, in the comics, that's like a Pakistani version of a superhero because it's very modest.
But it's all accurate to...
Yeah, see, but in this, she looks like regular Captain Marvel with a weird bracelet that looks like it came from the party store.
It was kind of before she left on the dinner table. They're talking. His dad's talking about the origin of salamanders.
Oh yeah, some story.
Yeah, like I want to hear about this story.
Yeah, about parrots and all kinds of stuff. So then she sneaks out. They barely make it to the bus. She loses her bike. Like the bus driver didn't let her put her bike in.
I know, which is really weird.
And then like when she goes, what are the chances it's still going to be there? Like 0.1. It's gone.
I would have loved for them to look back and it be gone. Seconds.
No, it would have been funnier if she would have been pedaling and Bruno was the one on the bike, and then she'd have been like, why did I have to pedal? That would have been funny, but of course it was Bruno doing the pedaling. So they tandem bike there. And the con's at night, it's like in a warehouse.
And the fact is, where's their badges? Where's their way to get in?
They showed the badges for like a millisecond.
Yeah, but you don't see them again.
You don't see them again. Yeah. And it looks like a nightclub.
It literally feels like it should have been ran by the teenagers.
I've been to tiny cons that were at libraries. Mm-hmm. I've been to cons at little conventions. I've been at cons and big giant conventions.
Never looked
like None of them have looked anything like this.
Not even close.
Because the decorations are a little too good.
Yeah.
Like they have a giant Ant-Man and a giant Majorlier in the roof and everything. Who paid for that?
I know.
How much were these tickets? $500?
The only thing that would may have like things like that and it'd be more spread out would be like San Diego Comic-Con or something.
But even then, millions of dollars.
Yeah, but that was $1 million, but that's spread out. It's not in one little area.
So they go around doing con stuff like what a little kid would a con would be. So there's a bunch of people in cosplay, people taking pictures, people are selling merch, but they're selling like Groot merch. So people know who Groot is. They know the Guardians of the Galaxy?
Yeah, they knew Gamora. They know like Drax.
There's a guy dressed up as Drax. They know who Drax is? Why would they know that?
I don't know.
They would know who the Avengers are, and that's it.
Because remember, Ant-Man said it, so that gives it historical accuracy to everything. Like, Rocket was on Earth for 5 years, but maybe Rocket, but that's it.
So they see the bully girl and she's dressed as like a mixture of clouds because it's like the swimsuit Captain Marvel, but it's the new Captain Marvel colors. So it's blue and red, but it's like more the swimsuit look. And she has the little thin black mask.
Yeah, I don't like her friend because Reno's like, well, that's not accurate. Well, it actually is.
Is that the joke that it is?
It's so they're putting it down. They're putting it down.
Here's a call back to Turning Red. There's a scene in Turning Red where they go to the concert and they see the kind of the jerk bully kid at the concert. And like, oh my god, he's here. And instead of doing what they did, like, ew, I hate her, they went up to him like, oh my god, you love the Four Boys concert? Oh yeah, and they ended up talking about their favorite songs. Funny. And they kind of become like instant friends because they bonded over this band. Couldn't they have bonded over their love for Miss Marvel or Captain Marvel?
They could have, and I think
wouldn't that have been cool?
I would think it would have been a funny thing because then it would have been like, oh, we're reconnect on this, and technically with her wearing like her mask.
Remember in Very Odd Parents when Timmy saw what's her face at the comic book shop, and they both like comic books, but she had to hide it because she's like the popular girl, and that's something they could actually like connect
Talk
on.
About, yeah,
that's cool.
It's funny. This is an observation I have. The quote unquote bully girl, whatever, wearing the Captain Marvel. If this show would have came out in 2000, she would have been the main character of this.
Yeah,
she would have been. She would have been Captain Marvel. But I digress. She would have.
So she has to get ready. She has to go to the crapper to put her costume on. And first of all, anyone's been in the convention bathrooms are the worst. Even in nice conventions, they're still the worst. So you go in there. She's getting all ready, and she can't get the bracelet on. She can't get it open.
No.
Then she leaves the little glowy gloves behind, the ones that Bruno made for her.
Which was weird.
What a bum. Why would you do that? So she comes out, and because like, the final call for the costume contest.
Yeah, and Bruno's dressed like Bruce Banner.
He's just wearing a black coat.
Yeah, exactly. He's so stupid.
He's David Bruce Banner. So then she's like, oh man, I can't get this open. It's my flares. Like, where's the gloves? I left them in the bathroom. But everyone's going up on stage.
Yeah.
And this is the most weirdest custom contest ever.
Guys, what they do is you go out one individually, and you even sometimes have a skit, like a 5-minute skit, and you go on to the next person.
Yeah.
You don't just
then you go out there, Captain Marvel's here to save the day, and you do
for like a
pose
a 2-minute skit,
and you show off like maybe you can do backflips or something.
Yeah, you don't.
Everyone just goes on stage all at once. It's stupid. It's weird.
You can't really single out anyone.
It's really stupid.
Yeah.
Guys, this person who wrote this has never been to a convention before.
Yeah.
Never.
This is like how a 5-year-old think a convention is. Yeah. So she gets it open, like she touches the side and it cracks open. She puts it on and then it grows.
Yeah.
Then she starts feeling like energy and
power.
power.
So that's like a shielding.
So we see energy above her skin. I bet you that's gonna be like a shielding because what's stopping a bad guy from just blowing her brains out?
I know. But how powerful is that shielding, though?
And then she falls back, and it looks like she goes like to this negative world,
or like a cosmic world, or like a thing. I think that's where she's gonna be able to commune with her grandma. I bet. But then she flips back. She's like, "Did you see that?" He's like, "Well, get on stage. You're gonna miss your call."
And then when she does the weird thing, she doesn't get in line like everyone else. She gets in front of everyone. Like, what are you doing?
Like she goes straight center stage. Wow, Kamala's got bozolas, and that's rude.
It is.
So and then of course, all the flashes. I can't see anything.
And then she shoots out.
Then she starts shooting out her powers that look pretty janky.
Yeah, the CGI looks bad.
Anyone watch Equestria Girls? Rarity has the same power. It's exactly the same power. It even looks the same. It's the same kind of crystals.
She never said Embiggen. I'm so upset.
Embiggen.
I know, she's got to say that.
She's got to meet Doreen Green. She has to meet Squirrel Girl. She may not be Squirrel Girl yet, but she has to meet her somewhere. Like, she has to have a friend online who's Doreen, and you see it. So she starts shooting all her powers out, and everyone's like, that's cool. She hits a Ant-Man helmet, and then it breaks, and everyone's like, that's cool. Okay, that can kill someone.
Yeah.
And it looks heavy. Why would it be heavy?
And why would it keep the momentum going?
Do you remember in Bob's Burgers when that girl's birthday and it was stuck in the head? It'd be a big papier-mâché thing. Yeah. It wouldn't be like a solid thing.
And then like what Nate was saying, and then it starts rolling and it keeps going.
Yeah, it seems to pick up speed.
Yeah.
This thing
was it on a hill? What's going on?
It would have went... Yeah. It wasn't a perfect round ball. It's the shape of the head, so it's not perfect.
No.
Right, and then
but they're still applauding. It's going through the audience. Like, what are you applauding?
People are dying.
Yeah, people are getting ran over.
Then the one girl's like, "Oh wow, that was amazing. Your costume's great. I thought my costume would be good, but yours is amazing."
And I want to hashtag you or something.
Yeah, let's take
stupid.
a picture together, and we can get a picture on my Instagram page. And do you do parties? Then during the whole damage of the helmet thing, it broke some of the decorations, and the big Thor's Mjolnir is coming down. It hits her. And it makes like a noise like, oh my god, the girl's dead?
Yeah.
It hits her pretty hard.
Yeah.
It hits her where she's still hanging on, going up on
But she's going, wow! There's something I would expect in the Thundermans.
Right.
Yeah.
It's again, when you have like a cartoon type show, it's like even cartoon rules apply.
Yeah.
So like again, falling from the tree, getting hit by the hammer, getting hit by the big.
This is
Ant-Man.
mixed-
I'm
episode
surprised she
stupid.
didn't hit the wall and get completely flat,
I know,
Yeah.
right?
like a Looney Tunes.
Mm.
So then during all the chaos, Bruno's like, wow, you shot magical powers out of your hands. Let's get the hell out of here. So they jump on the bike. They go back home. And then that's after everything got destroyed. Whoa!
And I guess she was supposed to get back home at 9:30, but it's like 11:50.
He helps her back up to the room, and then she tries to step up, and then even made like a little step for her, like a magic step.
Yeah.
She goes in her room, and her mom's in there.
Oh.
She's like, Kamala, what is this? What are you wearing? You lied to your parents, and you went to your little thing, and why did you do this? And she's like, oh, I'm sorry. She's like, but what you already know what you're gonna say, Mom. And he's like, oh, so you knew what I was gonna say, but you still did it.
And so then
Yeah.
You knew how much it would disappoint me, and you still did it.
Yep.
Who's this girl you're trying to be? Do you want to be this girl who lives in Fantasyland, the cosmos, or do you want to be a good girl, a girl who focuses on her studies and builds her life for herself?
Yep.
Then the mom walks out saying, I can't believe you disobeyed me. She lays down, sees the magic. I want to be the cosmic girl. How about she could have said, I'm going to do both. I'm going to be a good girl and a hero.
Yeah. Nope. Of course not.
No, just the thing I want.
The only thing that looked stretchy when she stretched out.
Oh,
the
yeah,
thing
yeah. When she stopped, she grabbed that girl. It made like a crystal arm and it grabbed her.
Kind of
and
like
put her-
like Green Lantern.
Yeah, very Green Lantern-ish.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's Miss Marvel. Is it the worst thing ever? No.
But it's
is it the
still
best thing ever? Not even close.
No, it's
put it
bad.
this way: would you be able to make a movie after the series if it wasn't for Marvel backing it? No.
No.
Would this be perfectly fine for my nephews, the oldest one, which is like 12? Yeah. This is the age range. It's about 12-year-old. If you're an adult and you really like this,
Something wrong with
you need to
it.
sit down and have a talk.
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny.
But here's the thing. I like cartoons that are aimed at children, but they don't dumb it down as bad as this dumbs
No,
it
yeah,
down.
so
this thumbs
bad,
down
bad.
pretty bad.
And then when they talk about topical things, and Star Wars not even that topical, which is really sad because that's 2 or 3 years old from this. I seen another show where they actually did something that was topical. It was actually funny. It was on this week's episode of Orville when they were trapped in that high school, and the guy's talking about TikTok, and Marty's like, "What? What did you just say?" See, that's funny.
Yeah, and they actually use the name TikTok. Here,
Yeah.
they don't even you can tell she's on YouTube, but it doesn't even say
No,
YouTube.
it's
No, it's just
generic.
There's
something.
an after credit scene. We see some stuffy looking white people. Look at this girl. Well, we gotta bring her in.
Yeah,
I
and
guess
you did
these
that
are
with something else. You said
Was that the guy that talked to Peter Parker?
Yes, he was the guy investigating with Peter Parker in the third movie.
Yeah, I remember they were getting
Oh.
sued, and then they hired Matt Murdock to get him out of the jam.
Yeah.
Could have given me out a couple jams there. So overall, if 5 is average, 5.5. It's a little bit better than just regular,
that's-
because
yeah.
those scenes where she was talking to her parents and there was that conflict. Those were so good. It elevated the whole entire episode. But those silly moments, the goofy moments,
down.
it brings it down. You could did everything exactly the same. But did the hammer have to hit the girl? Did it have to make the mirror sound? Nobody makes the vroom.
Yeah, I know.
What? So it's made of metal? Then it killed her. I'm like why do
Why
that?
would you do that?
Right. The
Would have been funny if it was paper mache and it just busted right through her. And she'd have been standing there like, what just happened?
Yeah.
Wouldn't that have been funnier?
No, it's actual metal.
Well, I'm just hanging on it. Oh, I broke the tree branch. I busted my ass when I hit the
I
ground.
know that really would have hurt her.
I split my pants.
That would have been funny.
Yeah, that would have been funny. There's just tie her jacket around her pants because her freaking ass is hanging out.
Now
That
Lily
was-
she has to worry about her butt now.
See, that would have been funnier.
That would be funny.
But anyways, it's just okay. I know episode's 2 out, but whatever. It's just okay.
Yeah, but again, we have a whole lot more episodes.
See, but here's
Probably.
the thing though. People wanted to be like, here's the worst thing Marvel's ever did. No, Captain Marvel the movie was worse.
Yeah.
'Cause I expected more out of adults than children.
Yeah, but this isn't like burning the world on fire.
No,
Like,
no,
it's
this
not.
is. But then on the excellent debut, guys, the flowery language does not help. Do not pretend it's something that it's not.
Right. It's we know it's demographic. It's not aimed.
The next MCU blockbuster star.
No.
That's
We
No,
gotta-
you're talking about Moon Knight, not her.
Yeah, Moon Knight for sure.
I could see
yeah.
that.
Jason Isaacs did an amazing job in Moon
I
Knight.
want to see more of that.
I want to see more Moon Knight. I know people were dumping on it in the comments, but I really enjoyed the whole series.
Oh yeah, I don't know what you guys were looking at.
But
That was
this again, just okay.
amazing.
Yeah, not nothing.
Yeah, it's not
Nothing home to write and nothing to write home.
Yeah,
about.
like this isn't like, oh god, I gotta get home and watch this. We'll watch it because it's on Disney Plus and it's free. But yeah.
Yeah, it was not great.
Crimson Sin here. Thanks for watching the video. Remember, you can contact us on any of the social media platforms in the description down below. And while you're here, be sure to click on one of the videos over on the right.